Hey, so breaking news. White people ain't shit. Just kind of felt like saying that. I mean, what do you really say after that? There's nothing to follow up. White people ain't shit. But it's true though, if you think about it. Like, what group of people is more racist than us, more hateful than us? What group of people do you know that started over 100 plus race massacres and have stripped everything from other groups of people of color, black people, however you want to categorize, and never pay it back, ever? I mean, take everything they own, properties, businesses, family. Use their like, lynch them and do unspeakable acts to them. Use their skin for shoes and wallets and belts and hats. Use their teeth to, to replace ours. Use their hair to stuff chairs and shit. Or take pictures of these lynchings and put them on postcards and send them across states or the U.S. to your family and friends as a way to joke and shit. Like, I just made me sick, dude. I hate us. I do. I really hate us. I mean, just strip everything and not pay it back. And be so hateful and so spiteful to the point that we put literature in contracts, especially with these insurance companies, that will prevent us from having to pay these people back as long as we call them riots, not massacres. Like, there's nobody more hateful than us. Take. A little bit of violence, a lot of bit of violence sprinkled in. Take some more. Whether that's people's fucking property or people's inventions. White people love taking credit for shit they never invented, but a brother or sister did. And we pay nothing back. Or you one of the cool ones, so to speak. And you take from the culture and you don't contribute nothing back. You're no different. You're no fucking different. Or the ones that get mad when people call white people out as a whole, like you get triggered or something. And you feel like you gotta defend the white race. Put your white knight suit on and shit. Like, maybe you should take inventory on what it is that makes you feel like you gotta take up for white folk when people speak on us as a whole. What have you done? What have you said? Why do you feel guilty? Why do you feel like you're targeted in this? Why is it someone like me can sit here and join in on conversations against white people and not feel offended one fucking bit, but people like you do feel offended? I don't know. Maybe because you done did some shit and I ain't. I mean, I'm just saying. We just ain't shit. I don't know how else to say it. And then the way we excuse racism. I was just one bad day. That was a long time ago. Bitch, so? So? The fuck does that have to do with anything? Never atoned for it. Been ducking and dodging accountability since that incident. Pretty sure that wasn't the first time you said it. Ain't some shit you just pop off at the top of the mouth randomly. No, that's who you are. It's ingrained in your DNA. It's what the shit you partake in behind closed doors. Motherfucker, I'm from the Bible Belt and a conservative household down here in the South. I know what dog whistles are. I know the conversations that take place behind closed doors, fam. Had a racist ass stepdaddy. Confederate shit and all. I know, bro. I see that shit. I cannot stand my people. I hate how fake we can be too. We love to say we ain't racist because our friends black. One of the good ones that we like to call them. One of the ones that fall in line with how we think and how we feel and vote how we vote. But I'll be damned if you decide to change your way of thinking. See exactly where that gets you. You won't really see how we feel about you then. I hate our people. I really do. There's nobody like us. And nobody plays the victim card quite like white people. And you think that you can just wake up one day and decide to change your beliefs and be like, I don't fuck with these racist crackers no more. I'm with y'all now. Hell no. Just like I told Trump people not too long ago, stay where the fuck you at. Stay over there. Keep your white hood energy over there. Just because you done dyed your shit red doesn't make you any less of a white hood than it was before, bro. I just don't like my people.
Hi guys, my name is Priska and welcome back to the channel. Why folks out here ranting about white fatigue? And honestly, I'm just sitting here like, Finally, you're realizing black fools were right all along. It's kind of funny and kind of sad, but mostly it's about time they opened their eyes. Some of them really needed this reality check, and I'm not even mad.
I have white fatigue. I'm tired of the lack of spatial awareness that you guys have. I'm tired of you being mad and confused at a four-way stop sign because you can't differentiate who goes first. I'm tired of you being the most uneducated, ignorant, and unapologetically limited group of people. I'm tired of seeing the unseasoned food and you pretending that you know how to cook. I'm tired of you pretending to be superior when we all know who is superior. Tired of you yearning for safety in public. I, as well as many others, just want to be by ourselves in public, and you always find a way to infiltrate our spaces. I'm tired of you unprovokingly attacking black women and black men for no reason other than being black. I'm tired of you justifying your hatred and violence simply because you're delusional, jealous, and obsessed. I'm tired of you existing on land that belongs to black Americans. We're also really tired of hearing about your bad hygiene stories. Figure that shit out.
Hi there, just yelling into the void. So, part of my white fatigue is the complete unwillingness to understand white privilege and what it actually is. A lot of white people seem to think that when you tell them they have white privilege, that somehow you're telling them, well, you just had it easier, or you've never had a hard time, or you've never had down times, or you've never had to pinch pennies. Not the case. That is not what white privilege is. It doesn't mean that you haven't had hard times. What it means is that you haven't had, in addition to those hard times, a judgment placed on you by society of your skin color. You don't have that. And you have been able to take advantage of certain systems that are in place that uphold white supremacy. That is what white privilege is. It's not that you didn't have a hard time. Your color wasn't giving you a hard time. It wasn't creating the issues in your life, not the color of your skin. For black people, it's different. They have hard times, they have issues, and they also have the strike of their skin color against them, where people are judging them on that, or oppressing them based on that, or basically holding them back based on that, or incarcerating them because of that. So that is what white privilege is. It's that you didn't have that experience. For example, I used to work with this guy. He was your typical Macomb County white guy. If you know, you know. And I remember him telling me that he was a self-made man and that he didn't experience any benefits from white privilege, and that was just a bunch of bunk and it was made up. Well, he also talked about how there was programs in his neighborhood when he was growing up with the boys club and things like that, and how great they were and how they, really helped put them on a path, and had them interacting and learning how to socialize and kind of building connections. Yeah, building connections is really important. And because when you lack education, you can fall back on those connections to kind of prop you up. So that was one of the things that he talked about. And I thought, gee, I wonder if they had those programs available in minority neighborhoods. I don't think so. But another thing would be the neighborhood that he grew up in. What was the tax base like? What about his parents? What advantages were they given? Was his dad able to take advantage of the GI Bill for education, which a lot of black men were denied? There's just so many things in place, so many systems in place that have given white people advantages that black people didn't have. They weren't offered to them. They didn't have access to them, and that's your privilege. I hope this helps, and that's my rant. Have a good one. Bye.
It sucks to be a white American. Now hold on, give me a chance, let me explain. I want you to think of the kind of person who would put on a White Lives Matter sticker on the back of their Ford pickup. Why do they do that? Is it all racism? Well, yeah. But I think it goes a lot deeper than that. White Americans basically have no culture. Not in the same way we see other people. And we white people, we know this inherently, and it scares us. We know we have our regional cultures. Our cities, our sports teams, and families all give us our regional culture, but being white basically means nothing, or generally at least nothing positive. White people throughout American history are almost always seen on the side of the oppressors. Not all white people, but most of us. And this sucks to learn. It's even harder to internalize. And it's why white people usually don't accept this, because it makes us feel a deep sense of guilt. I think it's why white people say nonsense like, I can't be racist, I have black friends. Sure, you probably don't see black people as objects, but you're refusing to accept the role our people have had in their oppression. That guilt we feel is our responsibility for the actions of our ancestors. It's why white people refuse to say that black people deserve reparation, because it admits our guilt. But black people deserve reparations. It just makes sense logically. You can sue someone for scratching your car, but black people can't sue the American government for the enslavement of their people. My people are arresting and deporting Mexican families from this country. Think about that. We are telling people that they are not allowed on the land we stole. Let's go a step further. White people stole a sacred land site from the people indigenous to this land, and then carved 4 white people's faces on it, most of which were slave owners. I mean, Mount Rushmore is a place that we look at and we're like, oh cool, giant faces. But to other people, it's a giant form of oppression, and admitting that and coming to terms with that sucks. We suck, dude. My people really and truly suck. Not all of us contributed to this oppression, but we are all a part of it. And this will mostly sound like virtue signaling. It will mostly sound like, look at how rough we are. But there is a reality to admitting this guilt and being honest with it. Because white people are afraid to do this. And we're afraid to admit it because my people are weak. White people are weak. We have power we have given ourselves, and put down the cultures that are stronger than us because we know that we're weak. If white Americans were oppressed the same way black, native, or Mexican American people are, we would crack like glass. Our culture and identity as white people is so meaningless that we do everything in our power to keep other people down so that we don't break from having someone else on top. I think that's why you see white Americans championing white pride, not just out of ignorance or racism, but it's because they are scared. They're scared to come to terms with their guilt, scared to admit they're wrong, and terrified to acknowledge that we may have all the societal, economic, and political power, but as a people we are weak. But this isn't the way it has to be forever. I have hope that one day my people will finally take responsibility for what we have done. I hope that we'll collectively accept our role in the oppression of our non-white brothers and sisters and finally take action. And it will take the action of us white folks. It's not just non-white people that have to fight for their rights. It's us too fighting for them because our cross to bear is being born white. Being born with the skin color of the oppressors means that we have to fight to be nothing like them. We're not near that right now. America is in a tumultuous stage where it very much does not feel like white people are acknowledging where they went wrong. But I want to have hope, and I refuse to accept that one day justice won't prevail. Collectively, we can all shed the shadow of oppression and share this place together. And that's the message I want to end with. I want to be hopeful that one day oppression will be something taught in history class, something that we don't have to see ourselves in. That's what I hope. Anyway, I want to be optimistic in the end. Anyway, that's it. Thanks.
The reactions are everything. You can tell they are frustrated, but let's be honest. It's exactly what happens when you ignore the truth for so long and now they're tired. Good. Maybe now they'll think twice before talking without listening. I need to know what you all think. Should they be tired or should they have been listening from the start? Anyways, drop your thoughts in the comments because I know you have plenty to say. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you enjoy watching them realize the truth. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.